let's start. Let's do this in order. Let's apply the Vaseline. Let's ease in gently. And it's funny because the movies that are 10 years old and 20 years old are weirdly linked. Yeah, you'll see more when I make sense. But AJ, from my favorite realm of fantasy, from Middle Earth, it's part 2, if you can believe it.
I was actually going to say, I reckon it's part 2. I don't know. Oh, wow.
It is part 2. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, is 10 years old.
Jesus Christ, hold the phone. I nearly said something else. Because
What did you think?
It's so ridiculous. It's not even worth saying. When we said part 2, and this is to show how one's brain can make yourself feel young, I thought we were talking the Two Towers. And when I saw the dragon, I was like, you what? No. Those stuff are way gone. They're way gone. We're in Hobbit sequel territory now.
Yeah, man.
Oh lordy. I would love to. The funny thing about The Hobbit, and I need to do the Lord of the Rings trilogy properly, but I have given The Hobbit a try when sometimes I decide I want to try and watch the whole Middle Earth in the wrong order. I've actually enjoyed The Hobbit, but I've not gone around to number 2 as yet. So I can't say I would love to comment on this, but I can't, sadly. But there is fun in The Hobbit. I did actually enjoy The Hobbit, where I know a lot of people don't appreciate it because it's not the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I found something quite redeeming in it. I enjoyed it.
The Hobbit is a movie that I think is deserving of some of the criticism it gets, but I don't think it gets enough praise for the parts which is, I think, fundamentally quite brilliant. Let's get the dirty stuff out the way. Should this book that was, I mean, they say this book was written for children. I'm sorry. It's not as description and lore heavy as the Lord of the Rings books, no doubt. It doesn't have the mass that the Lord of the Rings does, no doubt. I wouldn't put this in front of a 6-year-old. I mean, maybe a modern 6-year-old because they're all smarty asses now, right? But like, yes, it's more kiddie, and that's very visible in the movie's tone. And there's arguably not enough of the book, and there's not enough scope of the story, which is far, far, far simpler in its ideation. You know, the idea of Lord of the Rings is this big branching epic that covers all cultures and covers the entire world of Middle Earth. Whereas, you know, The Hobbit it's far more contained. It's a very simple story about people effectively going home. It's there and back again, as they call it, you know, within the book. Should it have been 3 movies? Nah, absolutely not. That's the universal criticism it gets. Definitely. Did they need to add all of the things that they unnecessarily added in? No. However, are there some things they added in which made the world of sense? Absolutely. I'm going to get a bit geeky here, AJ, so permit me. Case in point, in the Hobbit book, Gandalf drops the dwarves and Bilbo on the edge of Mirkwood. They go through it and things happen to them, right? Gandalf then just goes off. And in the book, there's no mention of what happens to Gandalf. We know that there is this tower at the south end of Mirkwood called Dol Guldur. But that he just says, I'm heading in that general direction. We don't know what's going down there. And at the end of The Hobbit, he's just like, I'm back, eagles, yay! And it's like, oh, okay, where you been, man? But what they do in The Hobbit, which I thought was a stroke of genius, because when you read the appendices and the Silmarillion and things like that, you actually learn that Gandalf did go and do some stuff, and they decide to show that stuff in The Hobbit. Some people will say that's a cheap way of, you know, adding material that doesn't need to be there. But if they hadn't, the ultimate question for people who haven't read The Hobbit, of which, don't get it twisted, there are many, people would have been like, well, why is Gandalf going? Why has he just left them for no apparent reason? Which is what happened in the books. I mean, I enjoyed the journey I went on, but there was always this wanting of, well, where's Gandalf? Like, they had a badass wizard with them. Where's he gone? They went too heavy on some of the things. Peter Jackson did get lazy. What was so brilliant about Lord of the Rings was all of the practicals and the miniatures and the fact that where possible, they refrained from using CGI. There was a lot of CGI in Lord of the Rings, don't get it twisted. But where possible, you know, they built the armor, they used as many extras and props as possible before reverting to CGI, which they needed to create the scale. Here, they just went full CGI. And you could tell it felt lesser in quality. But of the three movies, which I agree should not have been three, I really enjoyed this one. It's arguably of the three Hobbit movies, and I'm with you. I like the first Hobbit movie a lot. This is my favorite of the three Hobbit movies. I thought
Nice.
when they finally get to the Misty Mountain, that exchange of ideas that Bilbo and Smaug have with each other, like this tiny little hobbit and this larger than life narcissistic sociopath dragon, I was like, this is brilliant. I love everything about this. I love the performance that Benedict Cumberbatch is doing as Smaug. It's larger than life, which it's meant to be. I thought the scenes that were happening with Smaug chasing the dwarves through the Lonely Mountain was amazing. I was there. I felt like I was on the pages of the book. The problem is it ended, and you know, if you've read the book, you know what happens next. It's like cool. So the next movie, after making Smaug look like such a badass for 10 minutes, he's gone. Like he's gonna last 10 minutes in the next movie. And surely enough, that's what happens, because that's the book, right? But is it deserving of some of the criticism it gets? Yes. But there's a lot of fun to be had here. Does it go over the top? Yes. Oh, the unnecessary love story between Killy and oh, what's her name? I don't even believe she's in the book. And you know, people complain that they added Legolas in. It's like, why? That, like the Gandalf thing, is one of the things that made sense. He's literally called Legolas, son of Thranduil, who captures the dwarves in Mirkwood. In King Thranduil, it would make sense that Legolas is there. It's literally his home. Like, I didn't see why that was a big deal. Did they make him too much of a character? Yes. But did it make sense him being there? Yes. It's literally his home. It would have not made sense. It would not been there. That was again an oversight in the book, in my opinion. But as has become kind of the new tradition here, let's actually have a look at this trailer, shall we? If I can just load it up here. Here we go. Let's get this one up. Hopefully there's no trailers. And let's go. Should we go with this window? Yes, that's a good window. Where have you gone? Can you see this?
It's loading. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Truly, the tales and songs fall utterly short of your enormity, O Smaug, the stupendous.
Oh, Smaug the Stupendous.
We are the dwarves of Erebor. We have come to reclaim our homeland.
It looks cool.
For you, my help.
There's King Thranduil.
We won't betray us. We don't.
I have no beef with this.
To not ever be.
And there's the Lonely Mountain. Like, this all looks great.
With every victory, this evil will grow.
Grown very fond of you. Do not give him hope where there is none.
Look, there's nothing to complain about so far.
Nothing. I have the only right.
I have the only right.
We've been blind. In our blindness, our enemy has returned.
So cool. Epic.
Found something in the Goblin tunnels.
What did you find?
My courage.
Good. You'll
Nice.
need it.
The barrel theme was a bit over the top. Yes, I hear you.
And ruin.
That is what you will bring upon us. He cannot see beyond his own desire.
The quality of it. Here we go.
I will not risk this quest for the life of one burglar. His name is Bilbo. Wow. Thief. Where are you? Come now. Don't be shy. Step into the light.
I'm sorry, it's so cool. Is it Lord of the Rings? No, but it just works for me.
It looked like fun. It looked like a decent adventure. Like, I don't have any beef. I just look, as I said, it was all to do with which order I know to be best. And I keep saying no, do it in the order it was released in XYZ. The only thing that I was a bit thrown at, I'm just not familiar with the ages of the characters and whatnot. I was expecting a younger Legolas. I didn't expect to see Orlando Bloom in there because of the aging that's taken place within the Hobbits of what have you. But yeah, apart from that, like, nothing threw me off. It still looks like a great film.
And you can see the quality of it. Like, just because it's not Lord of the Rings, which is the most critically acclaimed and praised movie of all time, fact, 12 Oscars, just saying. Look, it oozes quality. Every frame looks beautiful. There's so much attention to detail that's been put in it. They cut corners, they added stuff in, yes, but I think there's more good than bad here. And look, I'll also say this: I think the third movie is a categorical disaster. I will say that. But here's the thing: the third part is a categorical disaster because it's so little that they've tried to stretch, and it's like
fair play. But let's give number two the credit in what's going to be. But yeah,
I'm not going to go 2 thumbs, but I'm definitely giving The Desolation of Smaug a thumbs up. I really like this film, and you're yet to see it.
Yet to see, so I wish I could vote on it, guys. But the trailer had me. So I mean, if we're going to pay some reaction, has it tempted me? Yes, but I can't go further. But yeah, it looks decent.
And the question being, I guess, as the video suggests, just how bad was The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug? Not really, not bad. And I want to know what you guys think. Was The Desolation of Hobbit as bad as everyone makes out, or do you think it's being treated unfairly?